that are part of one property that has been combined into one unit. Before we get started, a couple of housekeeping items. We have 4 members of the board present. We have to have 4 voting in the affirmative to approve variance requests. So all 4 would have to be in agreement tonight. We also have an opportunity for the public to speak during our meeting, and you have to go to the microphone, one of the microphones on either side of the auditorium, state your name and home address, and you can speak from there. The petitioner is welcome to come up to this table and to sit at the table with the microphone. Again, identify name and home address, and you can add any comments after the petition request is read. So you go ahead and come forward, both of you. Thank you. And we will start with the reading of the petition request. I'm sorry, I do have one other bit of information to share. The city planner is often the liaison for the zoning board, and that is Jason Kulinski, who is the new city planner. So he will sit here and we can ask him questions. We can also ask the code officer questions if there are questions in terms of the staff information that has to be shared with the zoning board. And now I will ask the city clerk to read the petition request.
The petition of Suzanne and Jeffrey Bloom, 43 Benedict Avenue, Jamestown, New York, for an area variance to allow for the construction of a 24 by 36 foot pole barn garage on parcel 387.08-5-8 located at 43 Benedict Avenue and owned by Suzanne and Jeffrey Bloom in an R1 zone, section 300-0317, R1 accessory structure. No accessory structure in an R district shall be located in a front yard or a required side yard if the parcels are combined. In any R district, no part of an accessory structure shall be nearer than 5 feet to a side lot line or a rear lot line. The applicant, even though they own both parcels, the connecting lot is less than 5 feet from the structure. In any R district, no accessory building shall exceed 720 square feet in area and have a dimension that exceeds 36 feet. The proposed size is 864 square feet.
Thank you. And again, we can take the 2 variance requests together as a package. The first one is the setback being less than 5 feet. The second is the size that is 864 square feet exceeding the 720 square feet that is included in the R1 zone. So go ahead, state name, home address, both of you can speak.
Jeffrey Bloom, 43 Benedict Avenue, Jamestown, New York.
Susan Bloom, 42 Benedict Avenue, Jamestown, New York.
Thank you. And as the petitioners, is there anything that you would like to add to this request before we take questions from members of the board?
Okay, as far as the location of the garage that I submitted, we had a contractor come up and look at that site, and he suggested to move it forward on that lot, down next to the existing garage, because he has no way of taking care of the water runoff. So that's why he suggested moving it forward to 24 feet.
Okay. Anything else that you'd like to add? Do you want to talk about the runoff and how your contractor has proposed taking care of that?
Presently on our property, we have 4 lots. Okay, we have the lot that the house sits on, and there's an empty lot. The small garage on it, and then there's that empty lot that has the one that we're planning on putting the structure on. And then we have a wooded lot next to that. So what he suggested is to regrade the whole back behind what would be the new structure in direct with the water flow down and through the woods and then into the ditch that's existing on the side of the road.
Okay.
This ditch is on the side of the road,
Okay.
so you run into the road, we're going over to the neighbors.
Okay. Are there questions from members of the board? Yes, Mr. Martin.
Thank you for attending tonight. I wanted to ask, so I can get my bearings, your house is on the corner of hedges and, right, so you got that corner lot. So then you have a backyard,
questions from members of the board? Again, I think you answered the question that your egress is going to be off of hedges, is that correct? When I reviewed and visited the property and drove around, it looked like there was a lot in there, so you're going to be getting rid of a shed, is that correct? That's on the property that would be
The one that's way in the back.
in the back,
That's what we.
because that's going to be where the garage sits. Am I correct? No.
The shed that's right next to the garage, the bigger shed,
Mm-hmm,
that's going up where the small shed is. The one
Okay.
that's being torn down.
okay.
And then the garage is going where that,
Where that shed is
in
now.
that lot there.
Okay. And how about what kind of a driveway are you planning to this garage? Is it going to be stone? Is it going,
Could be stone for now.
okay.
Which is what's there now. We're just
Mhm.
gonna send it to, so we can get to the garage.
Anyone else have questions?
I have a few
Okay.
comments. My name is Ken Garcia, I'm the new building inspector and zoning and,
You guys spoke a few months ago.
yes, yes, correct. Okay, so a couple of notes here, I saw that the height was read at 18 feet, that was one of my questions, but I actually answered, showing the clear meeting. You do have two front yards here, so the limitation for an accessory structure is that it has to be behind the face of the house. So that is two faces of your house, because you have two front yards. So it can't be in front of the face of the house that faces hedges or towards Benton. You said that you wanted to pull it towards hedges. It just can't be any further towards the road than the front of your house. It has to be behind that setback.
It's actually gonna be
Even,
even with the front of the existing garage,
Okay.
which is set back from the.
So it is behind the face of the house, okay, that was one.
Approximately 10 feet.
Perfect, thank you, okay. There are, 5-foot rear and side, property line setbacks, with the combination of these, it doesn't look like you will have any issues meeting that. The driveway approach, is there a curb along hedges where it nears your property? There is a requirement for a driveway approach as well as a driveway. Installation of new driveways requires a dustless product. If you're using the existing driveway, what is that, like a crushing on the board, or is that just where you started pulling off the road there and it's kind of?
That driveway is
yeah,
there.
that makes sense, we bought it.
But it's-
Yeah, it's been existing,
100 years.
purchased it. Yeah, it's been there for
The
years.
contractor did suggest for now to use the crusher run, because it packs in tight and it's less dust.
Okay. Okay. As far as I understand, pressure run does not generally count as a dustless. However, I believe there is some consideration to be taken for the fact that this is a continuation of the driveway that is already not a dustless surface too. So to create something new, you're gonna go and pour either concrete or blacktop off of an existing dirt driveway, not off the road, unless you were requiring them to redo the existing driveway as well.
And I don't think for zoning purposes that we are concerned about the type of driveway. That would be, again, coming from a code perspective.
Absolutely, yes.
We are looking at the setback being less than 5 feet, and also the size of the structure being larger than 720 square feet, which is allowed by the zoning code.
Yes, ma'am.
And the size, I guess, is something that I'd like to address. I think you did address it in your application, but just for clarity, there's not going to be any commercial business going on there. It's just to store vehicles. Am I correct?
Right, we have two vehicles ourselves, and then,
Yeah, sure, that's 4 cars.
we have 4 cars, so, and being a dead end, we really, we don't want to park on the road, and right now, we have, when we're parking behind each other, we have to keep, to switch cars around, so almost, so we would open it up because there's a lot of deliveries going to the dead end, so we're us having this garage where we can actually parking, so we don't open that up for deliveries or anybody else to go.
So in layman's terms, is this about a 2.5 car garage? Is that,
approximately. The way we're gonna set the garage up is the one side will be 12 foot wide.
Mhm.
That'll be for her parking, and then the rest of it will be a little shop for me.
Okay,
Because anytime we've done any home projects or anything else, we have to set all the equipment up out of her driveway. Stuff this way, we can pull it down, do the work, and clean up the mess.
and again, just for clarification, that's just for your personal use, there, you won't be doing any commercial business at that portion.
I did that well before. I don't want another business.
Okay, are there any other questions from members of the board? Seeing none, this is the time when we allow for public comment. There is no one in the audience for public comment. I just have to note that for the record. And I have to ask the clerk if there's been any correspondence on the request.
There was none.
Okay, very good. Then at this time, we would be looking for a motion to approve two separate area variance requests. One for the setback being less than 5 feet, and the second for having 864 total square feet larger than 720 square feet, which is allowed in the code.
Okay, I have a question. What's the 5 foot setback that you're speaking of?
The 5-foot setback
Is it from one of our other lots?
to the side lot line, which is, I know it's all their property, but I think that the 5 foot was less than what was allowed by that one side lot.
Prior to the combination of the lots, yes.
Okay, so,
With the combination of the lots, I believe that no longer applies.
okay, so we can erase the 5-foot variance request and just have a vote on the 864 square feet larger than the 720. So the petitioner has erased the request for the 5-foot side lot request because they have combined the properties and gotten that approved, and now it's at the county level to be shown as one single property. Okay. All right, clarification, everybody okay with that? Is there a motion that can be made for an area variance request to allow for 864 square foot garage on that property?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Maraglia. Okay, and there's a second. Again, it is for one area variance request for a larger than allowed size for a garage for storage and personal use only. Any questions? Seeing none, we'll ask for a vote.
Mrs. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Kenyon?
Yes.
Mr. Maraglia?
Yes.
Chairwoman DeTonto?
Yes. So it's 4-0, which means that has been approved. You do have to work with the code officer to make sure that everything is in place for the permitting. Okay? Thank you very much. We appreciate that. We have no other